Okay, and welcome to CosmWasm Community Call number 6. Welcome to CosmWasm Community Call number 6. This is May 19th, 2020. Very interesting year. But yeah, let's go on. Without further ado, the topics today basically are the present and the future. So we're going to talk about the CosmWasm 08 Alpha 3 is ready. We've pushed some commits recently. I think yeah, we'll go on to this now. It's ready for trials and go into more details on it. The Cosmos Hub proposal, as I mentioned last time, we're going to submit proposal to the Hub and it's live. It's in voting period right now. IBC Grant, an update there, and talk about expanding our team a little bit for more projects we're working on. Follow open Q&A for anyone that's interested. All right, so yeah, so we're gonna release that, the CosmWasm. We have a 0 Alpha 2 out there. We've tested it and banged in it and made a few improvements. Alpha 3 will be released very shortly. There's already CosmWasm out there. I think Go CosmWasm just needs a tag, and then WasmD probably needs a 2-line change, something like that. So it's a few lines to change some stuff, and then we're gonna have it out in a few hours. I'm happy if anyone wants to try this out. All the contracts in CosmWasm are working. There's some open PRs porting the CosmWasm example contracts there, and we have a migration guide. So yeah, the migration guide both on the code itself. If you look in CosmWasm repo, there's a migration MD which explains how to migrate your 07 contract 08, as well as you can look at the PRs that have done so in the examples. So yeah, I'm very happy if anyone wants to try this out already and give early feedback on it. What we offer here is all features we've discussed before, the iterator over things, deeper integration into storage. We have queries between contracts and native modules. We have staking integrated first-class citizen, and we allow custom modules. There's a repo CosmWasm Terra contracts showing how I'm integrating custom modules for to give contracts access to Terra modules if they're on Terra chain. They will have extra power, but they'll only be able to run the one chain if they use those extensions, of course, unless someone else makes a compatible chain that supports the same extensions. But shows you how you can have not only generic contracts, but chain-specific contracts using all of your custom modules. And if you look in CosmWasm contracts, the new staking contract, there's 4 example contracts there. And there's a staking one, which is basically a single validator, single token derivative. You can bond to it, and it calculates your tokens based on the price, based on how much is bonded. So if we have 12,000 bonded tokens and we issue 10,000, then it costs 1.2 tokens to get 1.2 stake tokens to get DRV token. So it does all that calculation, and it will allow you to release and claim your tokens. I have an integration test on it. It works in the sense that you can play with it. Happy Path is functional. I don't trust it for any real money, but yeah, it's a demo of how it works, right? So definitely something you can play with if you want to play with it. Happy to play on a chain and try playing with that stuff. Yeah, so we should have released it in a week or so, and this will be finalized, stable, but I'm definitely happy for anyone else to grab a little early. This should be a stable release. I don't expect to have any break API changes. It should just be, recompile with a newer version number on it from now on. But yeah, if you find anything else, we might make some changes to an API if it's buggy or missing something, or you can't do something externally. So please let me know. Happy to have anyone trying this out. This is a really big project. It's been over 2 months now, I think, we've been working this now. But yeah, it's good. It's I think a large revamp we've done. So yeah, going at the Cosmos Hub proposal. It's going on for a week now. You can see it online. There's a link there on this government proposal 25. And just an hour ago, we hit 40% quorum with another vote from Chorus 1. So there's about 99% support for this proposal. So we're just waiting for the voting period and a few more people to vote in. Hopefully get a much larger number of people voting, participating in the votes. So thank you everyone that did do it. Yeah, this will either be in 09 or 010 release, depending, maybe parts of it in each one. It includes contract migrations, meaning that a contract owner can migrate their contract, also disable it and place the code under it, which will allow us to do things like, well, if you find a bug in your staking derivative, it's not public, you can then upgrade that code to another one. or you can add a feature, or governance could shut your contract down if they are the owner of it. So this also on the WASM side allows governance or some some governance committee to be the owner of a contract. Some people don't like the idea of upgrading contracts and make it completely optional. So you can have no owner, which means you can basically say it's permissionless. It can never, it's immutable forever, which is a very useful feature sometimes. But it's also possible to have an owner, which means you can upgrade it, which is also a very useful feature sometimes. And the idea that you'll be able to then turn off the ownership. So at some point you can basically deploy it. You can do a few update rates to it as you're getting it tested out. And when it's going well, you can then make it immutable, and then no one has to worry about you running off of the money anymore. Because if an ERC20 token, if you're an owner, you have a backdoor to the contract anyway. So yeah, that's going to be in there. Some of the features in 0.9, maybe some go into 0.10, depends. This depends on also the SDK 0.39 release dates and how we integrate with that. Once we have this done, in about 2 months, we expect to release a public testnet with designed for testing stuff for the hub. And this is basically a playground for people that want to validators and delegators of Cosmos Hub to see how to use these contracts, how to use governance to control the contracts, how this all works. And it's kind of a demo net for them to explore and play with it, customize it, and decide how, how it works. So I think it's really cool to be involved in that one, and you can try out the process of getting integrated on a public chain. I'm going to airdrop tokens, voting tokens to everyone, equal voting tokens for anyone that votes on this proposal. So if you have one atom staked on a hub, vote on the proposal. Yes, no, doesn't matter. I give everyone tokens so you can go out and try this stuff out. So if you're interested in this stuff, go that and you get feedback. That's your entry pass onto the testnet. So basically our Sybil protection is someone that voted on the proposal. So if you want to, go please get some tokens and you can vote on this stuff. So the IBC grant, this has been a topic for some meetings. So I finally had to call, I have a number of talks, but finally had to call today with the IBC SAF. They finally agreed on it, and it's great. It's great news. It's been about 3 months of talks. They've gone through the committees, gone through budget proposal, and now we got official approval, which is really, really cool. So, and had very, very nice talk with them, planning milestones, deliverables, how to work together, very, very supportive, and got a lot of support with the core team also. With Frisco's and IBC core team to work on integrations, which is very, very nice. So yeah, we have official approval. Within a week or two, we should be starting on that as well, in parallel to the Cosmos Hub proposal. Notably, this includes both integrating IBC accessibility contracts, so contracts can send and receive IBC packets, as well as just the normal module, but also adding some features upstream. I've seen some of the work that Gorix and Dynamic IBC, there's some other stuff about versioning and negotiation protocols. When you have dozens of protocols and you need to figure out what protocol the other contract's speaking with, and you support multiple protocols, they get much more interesting than just having one or two. So there's a number of issues that had opened up a while ago in SDK to work on this. So this includes upstreaming some no support on IBC to make it more flexible, extensible for modules speaking multiple protocols, talking to other modules speaking multiple protocols. And dynamically registering ports. It also includes some JavaScript work. So we want to basically visualize IBC really well and integrate this in wallets. And before a lot of work at CosmWasm JS, so everything is available in Node or a browser. So you can full JavaScript front-end experience or microservice experience if you want to. So low barrier to entry. So we want to have that working out this. So the plan here is include both with the new proof stuff, have a full light client with Merkle proof parsing. They can talk to Tendermint, and also be able to implement handle IBC packets. So it would basically be able to implement a relay on top of it. Probably will implement a relay itself, basic one, but then allow people as a thing to extend that logic and have all the building blocks written so you can extend the logic on it. Do I just one channel, just one packet, multiple packets? What do I do? And extend that logic, and you can use it in a node or in a browser and then easily integrate that. Like I said, it's not designed to be your, the Go one's great for low overhead microservices deployment, it's just a daemon. And this one's really app specific relayers. So you can integrate a custom relayer for your wallet. So you will then just relay your one packet. So when you send the IBC packet, you will then relay your own packet across. No problem. or have, other services to do that for you, but trying to open that up to more people. So that's a very interesting thing. And I want to work with other people working on JS solutions because we'll get into proofs and protobuf and seeing else working that stuff as well. Very happy to integrate work with that people. Our goal is not to make an amazing wallet. Our goal is to support people building dApps, building wallets, and integrate CosmWasm in all of them and IBC. So we're working on the SDK, and we'll have some demo apps like you've seen before, and really, really happy with people working on front-end applications, JavaScript applications using this. Get in touch, and this is not right now. I'm doing 0 release now and IBC, but shortly after that, we're going to get into a month from now, maybe or two, we'll be getting more to JavaScript land. And definitely happy to talk to people that want to integrate in that. And we're targeting 039 IBC, basically native. So yeah, there's all kinds of stuff here. This should take, probably, well, multiple features probably, the way we did different milestones. So probably have, some features in, 010 release and some in 011 release, something as we roll it out gradually with various steps along the way. And lastly, expanding the team. So yeah, we got more funds coming in. We've got more work coming into us, and that's great stuff. But now we need more people. So first of all, I want to thank Royven. I'm not sure I say your name correctly. From Enigma, he's been integrating CosmWasm into Enigma's platform. Their smart contract they run in an SGX enclave. You can introduce yourself after this. But yeah, he's in that. And the last few weeks, he's been really contributing quite a bit to CosmWasm core development. The FFI safety, our calling, memory management, error handling, gas metering, really the nitty gritty details inside of it that most people don't get into. But he's done a wonderful job getting into that stuff and really bringing insights and contributing a lot of stuff. So thank you for your PRs recently and your critical reviews and issues you brought up. So it's definitely doing a deep dive. So you want to say hi, Royven?
Yeah, it's been a pleasure working with you guys. My name is Roven, I guess. Ruben, it's all the same.
Cool. Yeah, do you want to say anything about your work in Enigma or anything? So.
Oh, I'm a CoreOS developer for Enigma blockchain / secret network. We're building basically what you said. We're building on your product. We've integrated it with SGX enclaves, if people know what that is. Basically, we're running the contracts in a secure environment, and yeah, it's kind of out of the scope, I think.
Cool.
But yeah, we've had a lot of success with your project so far.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. The work here and feeding back into it. So it's really cool to have people come in, bringing their other expertise and other sides, and yeah, pushing it. So yeah, and really getting into the internals of gas and VMs and runtimes and all that stuff.
Yeah, as I said, we're building on you, so that's why we've been happy to help move the project forward and get it to a good state.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. Yeah, so other stuff, we're looking for a dev evangelist. So this is very new. I have no job description, but if someone's interested, pass it along. There's a role is missing here that I was kind of filling a little bit in January and February, which is basically dev evangelist solution engineer. My mind there is, writing contracts, some basic CosmWasm examples, and the one, tutorials we have on our website, maybe leading a workshop or two, and helping people integrate CosmWasm on their chain. So I was doing that for a while. 08 has really taken a lot of energy, and looking for other funding has taken a lot of energy, so I haven't been doing too much of that recently. I have maybe a half dozen contracts I'd love to write in my head, and document and put stuff out. So I haven't really doing it. So it'll be great to have someone that can, understands their stack, doesn't have to be expert, but can use the contracts, write a front-end DApp on it, explain to people. So yeah, if someone is working on this stuff and really wants to get into that role, very happy to talk to people for that. Yeah, but hopefully when all these sort out, we should have funds for hiring this role in the next few weeks. So yeah, interested to hire someone that can do that and really help people on board, get people writing their contracts, explain the problems, and get really motivation. Because with 08, I think we've basically are feature complete for single chain solutions, permission solutions. Maybe not complete, but pretty much everything people have asked us for zero chain, except for contract upgrades, is pretty much done. So yeah, I think it'll be awesome to see that. Otherwise, I'm also talking to the Go developer and the JavaScript developer to hopefully onboard some other power onto our team, people I know already. So hopefully we'll have some more updates in the next, 2 to 4 weeks, some more updates in the team to expand somewhat and get this project going a little faster even. All right, so that was it. That was from my side. Any questions for you guys? All right, hello. So yeah, feel free to ask anything you have. If you have questions about the release dates or anything, yeah. Or especially if you're planning on building contracts, I'm really, really interested in that, in people's, actual plans, and if it does make your life easier.
Yeah, I would also be interested in people who are building contracts in 0.7 and will upgrade them to 0.8. So yeah, it would be cool to get some user feedback how that works. And yeah, we're here to answer all the questions and make sure to provide the best API possible to write your contract.
Okay. Okay, no one? No one? All right. Okay, well, yeah, I'll just say then, I'm excited to work on this stuff. I'm really excited to have 0.8 out. It's been cool. Writing the staking contract is cool. It was a bit difficult writing integration tests in SDK and figuring out how to set all these the environment up properly, set up stuff to unit test these contracts. But yeah, that's cool. Once I got that all working, the delegation's working, do some end block, begin block stuff on there. But yeah, it's cool stuff, and it's very nice to see this tied into not just bank stuff, but really tied into core modules. And really excited to work with the Terra modules and see how that ties really into people's core modules. I think that's a really big feature that's been asked for, and I really like to see that. So basically, you have all this custom logic being built. You have the core SDK, you have custom logic built for your chain, and CosmWasm make use of all of it. So we can integrate with all of the custom logic on your chains. And if you have your DEX on chain, we'll just use your DEX, and then you can add margin trading or whatever else you want, lending on the DEX in a contract, options in a contract, and then that just use your DEX under the scenes still. Anyway, so I think it's cool stuff. So yeah, and I'm really looking forward to both working the hub to get that on the hub eventually, and really looking forward to IBC, because IBC is yeah, a long love of mine. So I'm excited to see this getting very close to production, and excited to add features to it once the Game of Jones is so stable, to go through and really add some cool features and open that up to you guys to write multi-chain contracts.
So a couple of questions.
Yeah.
So first, like mostly because I didn't have too many questions earlier, because like my high order bits that I had, you were all covered in your presentation, and feel super happy about that. And congratulations on all the progress.
Well, thank you for support, by the way.
And then the second thing from the Game of Zones team's point of view, we're going to be sort of highlighting Agoric and their IBC integration with phase 3 of Game of Zones. I don't know whether or not it's plausible to do any CosmWasm stuff in phase 3 of Game of Zones. My impression is that it's not yet, that you need this like IBC module integration stuff to happen. So we should probably do something later. And then I think it would also be, we should probably sort of come up with a rough game plan for exactly how a hub upgrade would unfold. I imagine that sort of post Stargate. Stargate is like sort of what we're calling the mega upgrade of the hub, which is basically proto buffs, instant upgrades, and IBC and various kind of other ancillary things. But it's like the break all the interfaces upgrade of 2020.
Yeah. So I'm definitely want to be after Stargate. So Stargate should happen. And once it's stabilized and that's worked out, then the contracts can add another layer of complexity on top of it. But definitely,
I think it has to be post Stargate, but
Stargate might be 2 upgrades as far as I'm concerned. I don't know if that works with 1, but yeah.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, I mean, my point of view, my expectation is hopefully, but like really like this idea of like airdropping tokens to people, and like potentially connecting a chain via IBC as kind of like a bridge to upgrading the hub.
Cool. Yeah, obviously it'll be interesting to have that token transfer. I mean, I'll have to look at it. I was starting to test that just to like, to get feedback and figure out who's active in the Valley community, to give them tokens, just so people can vote, or people that have actually participated. So Sybil attached on it, basically, minimal Sybil resistance. But yeah, so if the test is not supposed to be like connect to IBC, because then it's we're holding real value somewhere. But yeah, so I could imagine that as another after that launch another version of it, which is actually a demo, a closer demo for the hub, what they want to have, and run it there in parallel to the hub. That'd be a nice idea. So yeah, cool. Thank you for that support there. And I'm definitely all that stuff. The IBC stuff will not be ready in the next 2 weeks. It's definitely not. I'd start working on some of this stuff, but like not to have anything usable for that.
Do you want to? I mean, it's probably not relevant to the Game of Zones players. I think we got to figure out exactly what the right venue is for talking about CosmWasm and IBC.
I think having a hackathon at some point when this gets more sorted out in the future, in a few months. For now, Game of Zones seems much more ops related, like actually managing to keep the zones up, handle the gas transfer, the costs, all that stuff there. And I've seen the region testnets getting deep into contracts while doing that mindset is kind of hard. People will deploy them, they'll test them, they'll bang on them if there's instructions, but really developing them in that framework is wrong mentality to develop code, right? If I give you, a well-tested module, you can use it. But I think having it once it's trained and tested, there's another mindset of let's experiment with this stuff. So I'm definitely happy to do it afterwards. Once Game Zone is run down, people have had a little break. They've proven IBC is stable and works to really high capacity. It's awesome. And then this can be like once you have the basics working, this is a little extra thing you can try out. But yeah, happy to have any more work on promoting this, showing it, and integrating it once it starts working. But 2-3 months probably before we have something really usable.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Cool. Well, thank you. Any other comments here? Okay, cool. Well, I was just saying the other cool thing about having this, so I see the feature of CosmWasm actually going multi-chain pretty soon. I know Nigma has it on the testnet, Region has a testnet, Cyber Congress has a testnet. Region wants to go mainnet, I think, in about 2 months, something like that. 2-ish, plus or minus. I'm not working there anymore, so I don't know internals. All I know I saw some posts on the Telegram. So don't take my word for it. The Terra will be having this in their testnet. Shuzure is out there, and I think they also want to go out Q3, Q4. The hub also might be on there Q4-ish. So I definitely see by this year to have some heavy mainnets, CosmWasm some big mainnets. So that'd be really cool to see that and see how they interact along the way. Which also means that along the roadmap, after getting these major milestones mentioned, the IBC and the governance stuff on there, we definitely want to work towards getting a 1.0 release and auditing. That's definitely on our midterm roadmap. And we might not do all the cool things you talked about sometimes, changing coding formats and adding assembly script support, unless there's really a push for that earlier. It might just actually go towards trying to get this minimal feature set and getting it audited and secure, so you can really actually feel confident putting on mainnets.
Is there a time frame for 1.0? At least even in your minds?
No, I mean 1.0 should have the contract upgrades and the governance stuff in there, and 039 at least, right? So that's kind of, you know, dependencies. Ideally, IBC would be in there as well. So we have a 4-month time frame, I think, for all those contracts, right? So that should all be delivered within 4 months, right? With that, I don't see anything else that has to be in there. In the meantime, we can do some more hardening and checking. We can even start some auditing in the meantime. So I would say that, you know, on an optimistic time scale, we can start an audit in 4 months. We might actually push that back a few more months after that if we decide that things really should fit in there. We need a deeper overhaul of gas metering or something like that. But yeah, that's I can't contribute to anything. I'll say 4 months to start audit is low ball, and ideally sometime this year. Yeah.
All right. Sorry, it took me a second to click the unmute button. My question generally is, how are you gonna go about the audit? Are you gonna like work with some company, or like have just the community audit it?
I try to get companies. This is another stage we have to further discuss and see how to. You know, open community bug funding. I'll put some bounties out there for sure, and people can help that out. You know, we keep finding bugs, not bugs, but edge cases, impossible incorrect code. Just reviewing your code over and over again, your same code. So I think, you know, a few of us have looked on that and figured, okay, FFI handling doesn't work in this weird case if, you know, if the runtime is here. But so there's, if you're but yeah, I think first we go through ourselves and then we try to an external audit firm. But I want to have something that, you know, people feel secure launching a mainnet.
Awesome.
So I assume that 039 release at some point will also probably have an audit at the Cosmos decay level, or Stargate, something, you know, after the big overhauls, they'll probably have another round on there to upgrade it. So it's a good time to time it along with whatever the 40, whatever which one they tie to another round of audit on. I'd love to have that tied in. You know, our dependencies will also be, you know, newly audited as well. So that would be another thing to think about, how that SDK roadmap is looking. But the point is, once you launch a 1.0 CosmWasm, then we guarantee a contract written with CosmWasm 1.0 work on any CosmWasm 1x chain. So if we have a 1.4 release, the same contract will be immutable, which means you can upgrade their chain no problem along that whole line. So that's the real, that's my requirement for 1.0, right? So we ask for backwards compatibility, binary compatibility with all those contracts, like Ethereum 1.0 and 2.0, all the upgrades, your contracts just keep working without overall the upgrades. So we can add some extra enhancements, but we can't fundamentally change any interfaces 1.0. So yeah, this is still months off. This is just, you know, beginning to think about it. Because I see people want to put a mainnet, so that's why I mentioned that fact out there. This is not, we have no real timeline. We'll think about this, and definitely something going to our longer term planning. Cool. Well, yeah, I'm gonna stop the record right now.